There are all kinds of articles trending on the New York Post website after Iowa's Elite Eight win over LSU in the rematch. With New York Post do-it-all reporter/writer Jenna Lemoncelli is on with us to break down the storylines that are currently trending on the Post. Jenna, thanks for hopping on with this. I know you were up late writing or up early writing. It's a lot surrounding this game, right?
It's insane. I mean, the craziness that has been this morning, just covering the Post reactions has been wild. So we are definitely very busy today, post LSU-Iowa championship rematch.
All right, so one of the biggest storylines that's trending on the Post right now from last night's game is LSU coach Kim Mulkey trying to explain why her team wasn't on the court for the national anthem. The original video that was posted on X, I believe, was clickbait because that's something that this team has done all season. What did Coach Mulkey say about her team being in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, to sum it up, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no explosive story or elaborate scheme or story as to why LSU wasn't on the court during the national anthem while Iowa and its players were holding hands and, about to start the game. And Mulkey just came out and said that it was nothing intentionally that was done. They have a set pregame routine that LSU does before that. She said that they come off the court at the 12-minute mark and they just do their pregame stuff. She said, quote, "I'm sorry, listen, that's nothing intentionally done." And then we also should note that local Louisiana sports reporter, excuse me if I pronounce her name incorrectly, Chessa Buch noted that LSU is never really on the court for the national anthem. So this isn't anything new. It really is the internet being the internet and doing what it does best and probably creating clickbait, probably creating narratives. However, coming from Kim Mulkey, she said that it was not intentional and it's all part of their pregame, that they come off the court and have their set routines.
Yeah, one narrative that's out there that I believe is super offensive and super lazy is how it was one team that's pro-America versus another team that's anti-America. Is this where we are in terms of clickbait for sports? Coach Mulkey also said something to Caitlin Clark after Caitlin dropped 41 points, 12 boards, and 7 assists on the Lady Tigers. Was it a compliment? What did she throw Caitlin's way?
There are some funny videos online from certain angles that show Kim like almost bear hugging Caitlin and like kind of smushing her to her shoulder. But it was all in fun. It was a friendly exchange. They hugged. There were smiles. This happened in the handshake line after Iowa defeated the reigning national champs. And Kim Mulkey said in the postgame presser that she basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, but she basically said, "I'm glad you're gone. I'm glad you declared for the draft because you're such a talent that now we don't have to go through you anymore." She said she called her a generational player and said that she makes people around her better. You're not just going to win with just Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin makes everyone around her to make them better and succeed. So Kim Mulkey's just glad she doesn't have to go through Caitlin Clark anymore at the collegiate level.
Well, Angel Reese had a moment with Caitlin Clark as well in the handshake line. Those two kind of had a little murmur moment to each other, as Rebecca Lobo said it on the broadcast. What did Angel say to Caitlin and Caitlin back to her?
Yeah, I mean, this topic is heavily exhausted because people, for some reason, think they are beefing. However, they both come out and clarified multiple times that they're not, including Reese before the the Elite Eight matchup, said that they're not beefing, they're just competitive. So when they did meet in the handshake line, they also shared a hug, smiles, and you saw Reese go like this, kind of tell a little secret there. And she opened up about it in the post-game presser and said, quote, "She just told me, continue to be a great player. And I told her, continue to be a great player as well and keep elevating the game and go win it." So again, another friendly exchange by two of the NCAA women's biggest stars ever. So all in fun and a great game.
Do you think that fans or a casual fan still would have watched if the media didn't portray this as two people who hated each other, two competitors who hated each other?
I do. I can confidently say I do because of the day and age that we're in.
Yep.
Women's basketball is finally seeing its moment, and it has deserved this for a very long time. But this is why we do the work to keep propelling it forward. And this is what these players have done. You and I talked about this before we started filming. You said something along the lines of, you put the money in and invest, and the people will come. You just have to care.
Yep.
And I think these players, all of them, are making us care. Don't get me wrong. Do the juicy storylines help it? Of
Yep.
course. And if that's the only reason you're watching, thank you. But continue to watch.
All right, Angel Reese teared up at her post-game press conference. Her future at LSU is pretty uncertain right now. Does she go to the W or does she stay at LSU another year? What were some of the emotional moments of her press conference about?
Yeah, her press conference was very emotional. Angel Reese is known for her saying that she is unapologetically herself, which she is. She's known for her flashiness, her showmanship, and mostly that tough exterior of basically, I have confidence and I can back it up. And this was the first time we kind of saw her break down and get emotional in the post-game press conference, during which she cried extensively a little bit and got into the criticism that she's received during the past year. She basically said that she has been unhappy since she helped lead LSU to its first ever women's title last year over Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes because of the scrutiny that she's received on a national level. She said, quote, I've been attacked so many times, death threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time, but I'm still human. And that's really the message she was just trying to stick with, and telling young girls that may watch her that she will continue to stay strong. But it's been an emotional time for her this past year. Imagine gaining so much fame like this, being in Sports Illustrated, and then dealing with that scrutiny on a national level. So she became emotional about that. And her teammates defended her as well in the post-game press conference, saying that the public doesn't know the real Angel Reese.
Yeah, imagine being under the public eye like that and under public scrutiny at what, 22, 23 years old. I can't imagine a young Brandon London being on the national spotlight like that. Jenna, thanks for hopping on with us and breaking all this down.
Thank you for having me.